Ahoy, fellow adventurers. Ever wondered why sailors don't just call the ship's kitchen, well, a kitchen? Why the fancy name, Galley? Is it a pirate's secret code? A maritime mystery? Sir, the term galley has a rich history dating back to ancient times, or maybe just another excuse for sailors to sound cooler than landlubbers like us. Join us as we dive into the origins and significance of this nautical term. Welcome back to the Cruise Ship Safety and Security channel. Today, we're setting sail into the deep waters of nautical history to uncover why sailors cook in a galley instead of a kitchen. And along the way, we'll learn about ancient sea life, survival cooking, and why you definitely don't want to mess with hardtack biscuits. The galley was the heart of daily life on board, where sailors gathered to eat, share stories, and find a sense of community. It played a crucial role in maintaining morale and ensuring the crew was well fed and ready for the challenges of the sea. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is a galley? Simple answer, it's the kitchen of a ship, but unlike your cozy kitchen at home, a galley has to handle some serious challenges, like keeping hot food stable while the ship rocks and rolls like a roller coaster with a bad attitude. Galleys are designed with specialized equipment and compact storage solutions to maximize efficiency. You'll often find induction cooktops, magnetic knife racks, and secure storage to keep everything in place. While modern kitchens focus on aesthetics and space, galleys prioritize functionality and safety in a constantly moving environment. Galleys are designed with three major things in mind. Space efficiency. Ships don't have a lot of extra room, so every inch counts. Stability. Imagine frying an egg while the floor is moving under your feet. That's why stoves in galleys are often gimbaled, mounted on pivots that keep them level as the ship tilts. Safety, open flames, boiling water, and unpredictable waves. Sounds like the perfect storm for disaster unless the kitchen is designed for chaos control. Sailors often recount tales of securing every pot and pan before a storm hits, knowing that one loose item can cause havoc. Another challenge is improvisation. With limited ingredients, cooks have to get creative to keep the crew well fed. Equipment failure is common, and quick makeshift repairs are often necessary to keep the galley operational. Despite these challenges, the galley is a place of camaraderie, where stories are shared and bonds are forged over meals. Now for the million-dollar question, why galley? The term originates from the ancient Greek word galeos, referring to a type of long, narrow ship powered by oars. These galleys were essential for trade and warfare. Over time, the term evolved, and by the medieval period, it came to denote the ship's kitchen, where food was prepared for the crew. This evolution reflects the central role of these ships in daily life at sea long before GPS or even the compass. Later, the Romans adopted this design for their own galleys. The Egyptians also had their own versions, using both oars and sails for navigation on the Nile. Vikings, known for their long ships, used similar designs for raiding and exploration. These ships were fast, maneuverable, and deadly efficient, kind of like the sports cars of the ancient seas. These early galleys had small areas on board where basic meals were prepared, usually just a fire pit and some pots strapped down to avoid setting the ship on fire. Cooking methods were rudimentary, often involving boiling or roasting over open flames, which on wooden ships was a risky endeavor. Over time, sailors began using enclosed stoves and ovens to better control the heat and reduce fire hazards. As shipbuilding advanced, the word galley stuck and eventually referred to the kitchen area on any type of vessel. Modern galleys now feature advanced cooking equipment, making meal preparation at sea much safer and more efficient. Alright, so life at sea wasn't exactly a five-star culinary experience. Cooking on old sailing ships was a true test of endurance. The cramped galleys, limited fresh ingredients, and the constant motion of the ship made every meal a challenge. Sailors had to adapt by using preserved foods and simple recipes, focusing more on survival than satisfaction. Here's a taste of what was on the menu for sailors back in the day. Hardtack, a rock-hard biscuit made from flour and water. It was baked multiple times to ensure it stayed edible for months. Nicknamed toothbreaker for a reason. Sailors often soaked it in water or coffee to make it easier to eat. salted meat preserved for long voyages. But after months at sea, sailors were basically chewing on salty leather. It was often boiled to remove some of the salt. Peas porridge, a thick mushy soup made from dried peas. It was a staple because dried peas were easy to store and lasted long. Fun fact, this is where the nursery rhyme peas porridge hot, peas porridge cold comes from. Grog watered down rum meant to keep sailors hydrated while preventing them from getting too drunk, though it didn't always work. It was mixed with water to kill bacteria and sometimes flavored with lemon or lime to prevent scurvy. Fish, freshly caught fish, were a treat. They were often salted or dried to preserve them for longer journeys. Ship's biscuit, similar to hardtack, but sometimes included fat or sugar for extra calories. It was a versatile food that could be eaten alone or crumbled into soups. Stews, made from whatever ingredients were available, stews were a way to make the most of limited supplies. They often included salted meat, dried peas, and any fresh vegetables that could be found. Now imagine trying to cook this stuff while the floor's tilting at 30 degrees and half the crew's seasick. The galley was a place of camaraderie and resilience. That's why the galley was often considered the heart and stomach of the ship. Stories of shared meals and laughter amidst the chaos were common. The galley was more than just a kitchen. It was a sanctuary where sailors found comfort and connection. Sailors didn't just invent practical solutions. They also had their own lingo and superstitions around food and the galley. For instance, they called coffee joe and referred to a meal as chow. Superstitions included never whistling in the galley, as it was believed to summon strong winds. They also had a tradition of keeping a lucky charm near the stove to ensure safe voyages. Slush fund, not just a business term. On ships, slush was the greasy leftover from boiling meat. This greasy residue was collected by the ship's cook. Cooks would sell the extra grease to tanneries, where it was used in the leather-making process. The profits from these sales went into a slush fund used to buy luxuries for the crew, such as better food or small comforts. Scuttlebutt. The water barrel on board was called a scuttlebutt. The term comes from scuttle, meaning a hole or opening, and butt, meaning cask or barrel. Since sailors often gossiped while getting a drink, scuttlebutt became slang for gossip. Banana curse. Some sailors believed bringing bananas on board was bad luck. This superstition arose because bananas ripen quickly, spoil other food, and attract pests, which could lead to food shortages and infestations on long voyages. Fast forward to today, and the galley's still going strong. Whether it's a modern Navy ship, a luxury cruise liner, or a commercial fishing vessel, the galley is still one of the busiest places on board. Modern galleys are equipped with state-of-the-art technology, a stark contrast to the simple setups of historical galleys. Today's galleys feature advanced appliances, automated cooking equipment, and digital displays, making meal preparation more efficient and streamlined than ever before. On modern ships, feeding the crew is a serious operation. Navy cooks might prep meals for hundreds of sailors in a single day, while cruise ship chefs serve thousands of meals around the clock. Modern galleys are equipped with state-of-the-art technology to ensure efficiency and safety. Gone are the days of hardtack, thankfully, but the name galley, that's here to stay. So now you know, next time you're making a snack in the kitchen, just call it the galley and pretend you're the captain of your own ship. And while you're at it, why not learn a few nautical terms? For instance, the front of the ship is called the bow, and the back is the stern. The left side is port, and the right side is starboard. You can even try your hand at some sailor knots like the bowline or the clove hitch. Remember, the sea has a rich history full of adventure and discovery, so embrace your inner sailor and keep exploring. If you enjoyed this deep dive into maritime history, drop anchor on that like button, set sail with subscribe, and share your weirdest food experience in the comments below. Bonus points if it involves hardtack. Also, tell us your favorite sea shanty or nautical book recommendation. Let's keep the conversation sailing as we sail away from this journey through nautical history. We hope you've enjoyed learning why sailors call the kitchen the galley. From ancient times to modern-day sea voyages, the galley has always been the heart of the ship. Fair winds, full bellies, and may your galley never run out of grog. Thank you for joining us. #Sailor Life, #Galley Kitchen, #Nautical History, #Ship Cooking, #Sea Survival, #Why is it called a galley?